Welcome everyone to the Nerd Strike Back. Happy Mando Day. It's a glorious day. We get to dive into season 3. Premiere day, folks. And I have to take off this helmet because I can't actually hear out of the headphones. There we go.
Ooh.
So, we've got Fulcrum with us today. Fulcrum, are you pumped about Mando season 3? It's been a long wait.
It has. I mean, it's kind of strange because I guess Boba Fett was last year.
Was it? Or was it 2021?
I thought. See, I get so confused. I thought Mando season 2 was 21, but
no, dude. I think it's been 2.5 years since Mando.
Oh yeah, since Mando. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited just for some good old Mando and Grogu taking on the world.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Boba Fett was last year.
Yeah, because I seem to remember
December 2021 into 2022. Yeah.
And but I'm excited. Speaking of who, I wonder if we'll see Boba in this season. I don't know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, you have a season all about Mandalorians. I mean, granted, it's a show title, but we're getting extreme into Mandalorian now. So I hope so.
I mean, hence our video this week on the history of Mandalore.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what state the planet is in and the power dynamics at play.
Yeah. I mean, with what little power, certainly, not a sole source of power on the planet, right? I mean, the Darksaber isn't even on world, so you have to wonder.
I have it right here.
Oh, yeah, make sure you get that. You need to get that to Din before the episode starts.
Right? Yeah.
You need to get that. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for a great new soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited for some iconic visuals. We've had some great action sequences. Even in Boba Fett, there were some good ones.
Yeah. No, I rewatched in preparation for this, I think, the entire first and second season of Mandalorian, and then I picked up with the Mandalorian episodes of Boba Fett.
Yeah, complete Mandalorian deep dive.
Yeah. I didn't do like the first half of the Boba Fett season. Yeah, but I did dive into the Mando episodes, which are some pretty darn good episodes.
I mean, it's everything from the most recent Beggar's Canyon run to there were some really cool episodes. I mean, season 2. I know. I was telling you about. We were talking before we went live about the Marshal. Of course, that episode is quite good. Chapter 9. I think it's a classic, almost buddy cop adventure episode there. Season 1, there's some, I don't know if this is a favorite of everyone else's, but the Bryce Dallas Howard episode with the AT-ST mimicking the T-Rex from Jurassic. It's a really cool, it was a Jurassic homage. The way that it's shot and kind of creeps up through the trees, and it's got the red eyes, and it's like lurching forward. It's really cool if you go back and watch with that kind of in mind.
Interesting.
But it was kind of a tribute to her Jurassic World time.
Yeah, I think of that episode, and it reminds me of the Magnificent Seven Samurai type story. It's very simple, like
Oh yeah,
you have these.
Comes in and saves the village.
You have these villagers under attack by ruthless bad guys. They're gonna come soon, and so your hired hands help them stand up and defend themselves. And except that instead of 7, there's only 2 of them. So
yep.
I mean, smaller scale, but
it's crazy. It's really when you look at how expansive Mandalorian got in season 2 compared to season 1, it's really crazy how much larger the world of the Mandalorian got. Just because we went from Navarro, a planet we hadn't really seen anything of, and this, was just the Mandalorian wandering around to meeting Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
I just
more Mandalorians. We got Bo-Katan and
Bo-Katan,
that crowd. Ahsoka, can't forget Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest. I think that's what I'm so most excited about.
Since I saw, I can't remember if it was Favreau or Filoni. I think it was Filoni described the Ahsoka show as like a samurai story, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on board with that. Like two genres that I love is westerns and samurai.
Yeah, well, Star Wars is
they like
it's for you.
Yes, yeah, these Star Wars stories, man. Yeah.
My question, because I'm not super familiar with samurai films. I mean, I know names, but I haven't seen a ton. So, is like spiritual, introspective, like is there a spiritual journey that also goes on in them for the main character?
I mean, I guess it would depend on, which, I
just wonder because I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any besides the action sequences. I'm just wondering if there will be anything because obviously she'll be convening with Force Ghost.
Yeah.
So I just didn't know if there would be some introspective, elements that'd be borrowing.
I mean, the cool thing, part of the reason I grew up on westerns, but then I was introduced to samurai movies later in life, and they borrow from each other a lot.
Sure.
Westerns and samurai films. A lot of them being made, throughout time. So like Kurosawa, who's like one of the, he was inspired by like old westerns, and then like Kurosawa comes along, and then he inspires like the more recent, like Clint Eastwood era.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's I would say there's definitely, depending on the films that you pick, there's definitely that spiritual journey aspect.
I just wonder because it's
there's definitely, that Eastern, I'm sorry, it's 3:00 in the morning. My brain stops functioning at some point. There, that Eastern spirituality. There we go.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, and I think, George Lucas,
knew
borrowed
that,
some
obviously.
of that. Yeah, borrowed some of that.
Yeah, it's
Morglag says, "Do we drink every time they say this is the way?" I mean, if you watch that one promo, you'll be sloshed in like 30 seconds because the most recent promo, they say it about 4 or 5 straight times. So
that's funny. I don't know. What's your guess for how many times you hear it this episode?
I don't know about this episode because I don't know where exactly we will be. My
guess is Navarro.
That seems like
because I think we gotta meet it with Grief.
Yeah, because I do kind of wonder, like, once they go to Mandalore, I kind of feel like we're probably gonna be there for a bit.
I think that could happen at the end of the episode, honestly.
Yeah. It makes me wonder because these other seasons, like Navarro pops up, but we've bounced around a lot, especially in you mentioned last season.
Season 1, it was obviously a big player, but once it was won over, obviously it's more of just like the home base,
Yeah.
But
I kind of wonder, like, maybe we'll see the moon of Mandalore or something. But yeah, I wonder if this will be a time, one of the few times where we see the show like settle in on a single planet for a while.
I mean, here's the thing, they got to hook you on episode 1, right? I mean,
for sure.
There were the obvious hooks. So, I mean, season 2 was Boba Fett, episode 1. Season 1 was obviously Grogu, which shattered the internet. Right. So, I mean, we're gonna get something, So
something juicy.
Sure.
Okay, so cameo wise, let's put this out to the chat too. I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the chat.
Yeah, this season's tough.
Cameo or like appearance wise, like who's a character, from the larger Star Wars story, aside from ones that we've already met, like Bo-Katan. We know Bo-Katan is in it.
No, I'm not thinking like any of the like Mandalorians and Rebels either. None of them, besides Sabine. But we know Sabine's coming already.
Yeah, we know she's already been cast, and she's going to be in the Ahsoka show. And
so
all that.
Someone like who you wouldn't think. Not that I guess you wouldn't think, because honestly, like I think people always theorize Boba Fett would appear in the Mandalorian, but
right, yeah,
it was still shocking.
And now, like it's almost expected. Like if you don't show Boba Fett in the season, it'd be like, where the crap's Boba Fett? What's he doing right now? Where is he, Boba Fett?
Back to tank.
No, that's where
Cobb Vanth is. Yep.
Boba Fett is a cold-blooded killer who worked for the Empire.
I mean, he could come back. Why not? Maybe he'll be in this season.
Maybe. I don't think Cad Bane's dead.
Who else?
So my long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not a long shot, but like this is a show that's hasn't been afraid to do flashbacks. Oh
yeah, I mean, you'll get Anakin
Maul.
Oh, you think a Maul and Mandalore flashback?
Wouldn't that be kind of dope?
That would be awesome. I mean, right? It's not. I mean, Sam Witwer did the voice in Solo.
Yeah.
So that's really all you need. You just need an actor and the.
Mm-hmm.
That could definitely happen. That'd be really interesting. Maybe some of the.
The chat says we've got Snoke, Thrawn, Quinlan, and Hondo.
Hondo is really overdue for a live action.
Hondo appearance. Would be fun. Like
I could see Hondo, 100%.
And we know the guy who plays Hondo.
Thrawn
at Disneyland.
We do.
Disney World. Yeah, Robert Strange, who was in one of the orcs in Rings of Power.
Yep.
Plays Hondo. So if you go to Disney World or Disneyland, you see.
Well, Robert he plays him specifically on the screen before you enter the Millennium Falcon.
Yes, cockpit. He is not the animatronic simultaneously at both locations. That is not him in the flesh. He is on the screen.
Thrawn. It would be very.
I feel like they're saving Thrawn for Ahsoka.
Yeah, I mean that's 100%.
Because he's like she's looking for him, so he's not just gonna.
They might
somewhere else.
They might give us a peek because they did mention him in season 2. I think they want to definitely push the envelope slightly further.
Maybe
it might not be maybe not a visual, but definitely.
I don't know. I just don't think that he comes into the Mandalore story, which seems like that's going to be the big story of the season.
And I guess we also don't know. Like we've seen fighting and we've seen Mandalorians dropping out of gunships, but we don't really know who's fighting.
Like who are they fighting against? Yeah.
To be fair, unless it's just other Mandalorians, which if you've seen the video, it's very common.
Yes.
So
they just can't get along, guys.
No.
G Cool says Maul talking to his Maul troopers would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be great. Garsax and the crew.
Man, that's I don't know if that counts the cameo, but I would love to see, even if it's like a discarded helmet.
Yeah, I think that's definitely possible.
Like one of the Maul helmets. Those helmets are so awesome. Yep. So when I was doing my where is it? Oh, there we go. When I was doing my Mandalorian Gondor helmet, I was thinking through like, okay, what other combinations would I do? And I know that like the natural thing, because it's both played by Christopher Lee, people say Dooku and Saruman, but instead I was going to combine Maul and Saruman.
That would be,
yeah. And like do the spiky helmet thing.
Nice.
And
that is cool.
The white hand instead of the Maul.
Okay, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. I think that'd be a cool crossover.
I always thought Boba Fett's colors lended himself to Rohan pretty well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You could have the horsetail on top of the Mandalorian helmet. It's kind of a cool look.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There's a Tethan Props, I think, has made a Rohan like clone trooper.
I'd love to see it. I would buy it.
Yeah.
I would buy it. I don't really. We definitely have only seen a very small portion of the season. I'm also waiting for Bosk to come back.
Oh yeah,
it's another one he was supposed to be. At one point he was in Solo, then he wasn't in Solo. Then I was like, surely he'll come up in Book of Boba Fett, and he wasn't in Boba Fett. So it's just, I always thought a cool way for Book of Boba Fett to have ended, instead of just fighting the Pike Syndicate, you could have had Boba Fett fighting also like half or like all of the other Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters. Like everyone was fighting for a different crime organization.
Yeah.
And they were all just like, something like that would have been cool. But,
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. G Cool says Maul and Sauron would be cool design-wise. Yeah.
Yeah, or the Witch King, maybe.
Witch King, yeah. See, now I'm blanking because I had worked out, like, I put way more thought into this than anyone probably should. I liked Saruman being Maul because Gandalf being Obi-Wan would be like play on that rivalry.
Yeah. Well, Maul kind of wants to usurp Sidious in a way.
Yeah, well, and I had wait, let's see here. I think Sauron was the Emperor, I guess. Yeah, Sauron was the Emperor, and then
he's got to be the
Witch King was Darth Vader. Then.
Sure.
Yeah.
The Witch King screams no as he throws the ring into
the or no, he's when Eowyn Princess Leia stabs
That'd be
Darth
a funny
Vader.
Edit.
No.
Someone have the Witch King screaming no.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're 10 minutes out. Now we're in territory for it to drop.
Oh yeah, no, I'm refreshing here. Yeah, chat if you guys see
keep an eye out.
Now, for those of you, most of you probably maybe did this when we did Rings of Power over on the main channel. But you do need to pull up your own Disney Plus because we can't show yet because that would get our channel in big old trouble. Yes, yeah. But I'll have a timer set up and we'll all press play at the same time. We'll watch the episode. Tonight's episode is allegedly 35 minutes long, including the credits, I believe.
Yeah, so a short ride, but I think
it's a short ride, but
it'll be packed. Yeah, my thoughts.
I mean, I was looking through the run times of season 1, and the longest is 50 minutes. A lot of them are a tick over 40. And yeah, the first 3 are 41, 34, and 39. So
I think the episode where Boba Fett, when they're on Tython, and Boba Fett, beats all the stormtroopers up with the gaffy stick.
Oh, yeah.
I think that one is 35, so it would be similar to that one, which was a great episode. So I don't mind too much.
So that was season 2, correct?
Yeah. Oh, I've got it. If you've got it.
Oh boy.
It's 38 minutes. Let's see if the chat has it though too. But I have it.
I have it as well. Chat, do you have it? Everybody give me a yay or nay.
Anything really.
Cue it up. Oh boy.
What a treat. 9 minutes early for me.
Right? I'm going to get 9 more minutes of sleep tonight, guys. All right. It looks like everybody's got it. I'm going to end this poll real quick. All right, guys. So our comments are going to be pretty minimal for the next 35 minutes. Feel free to chat away. We'll try to circle back.
And just to be clear, don't skip any intros or anything. Just let it play.
No skipping. Just let it play. All right. And we'll count it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice little recap there.
Yeah. This is the way.
This is the way. That's 2 shots.
Our first one. Is that a Grogu helmet?
Oh. Yep, there's the rangefinder. Interesting. Oh, this is very cool.
Yeah.
This is very... Wow.
Oh, dang.
Didn't see that coming.
No.
That creature looks really good.
Oh.
Oh!
Nice.
Great. Yeah. Woo!
Nice. Just blew that creature's stomach out, man.
Yeah.
Can't live after that. You'll
No,
starve to
you
death.
can't.
Can't eat with no stomach, so
Oh wow!
What?
This is it from Rebels. Wow, we're already making those like sort of Rebels connections.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Places on the up and up.
Yeah.
Rip. It's a little cape guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that'll become a problem later.
Right, yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, this would be a new one. Is nothing sacred anymore?
All right, I was just thinking, watching the finale of season 1. I was like, oh, it's kind of sad we never get to see that guy again.
Yep. Oh.
Well, that's not great.
Horrifying. Well,
so much for that.
hey. Still one of my favorite parts of that movie. It's like a whole tiny. I look. It's like miniature size. They almost look stop motion. That's really quite incredible. Bad baby. God, that was sick.
That was awesome.
Oh.
Yikes.
All right.
Dang. Short and sweet.
Yeah, that was really that was nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Had like 3 planets there that we visited.
I know. She said Kalamala, or he said Kalamala, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Confirm that.
All right, chat. What do you think?
Yeah, what are we saying? What are we thinking?
I'm very curious. Yeah.
Kalamala is awfully close to is very close to Mon Cala, which is the Mon Calamari, but it's not the same. Interesting though. Interesting name there.
Letting the credits play here just in case. I don't think that's like a season ender thing that they would have something afterwards. Bo-Katan is pretty kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, without the Darksaber, yeah, it's kind of a hard sell. But yeah, it's, it's clear, it's going to take some prodding.
Yeah. I think Morglag says it lacked the punch of season 2's opening, but still interesting setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the most like grab you, I don't think, but
yeah, it really we've said before, it set the stage, kind of know it all is moving now. Actually, yeah, I mean, at the premiere they saw 2 episodes, so who knows what it felt like to see an hour of this instead of only 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm really curious what people would have seen at the premiere.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what planet they were on in the opening either. Definitely a different planet there as well. With the whatever that beast was.
Yeah, so apparently that's because the last we saw of the armorer,
they were on like that. I can't remember the name. It was like the space station.
Yeah, in like the underground.
Yeah,
but in space.
Yeah. But a lot of focus on Mr. Oh God, what was his name? The Vizsla clan member, the big
Paz Vizsla.
Yeah. A lot of focus on him, which I mean we know he'll be involved in this season. So still weird not hearing that is Jon Favreau, because I think it was Jon Favreau in season 1 who did Paz.
I think you're right.
And then season 2 in this, season 2. I don't remember if he was in season 2 in Book of Boba Fett, and here it was different. But yeah, I liked it. It was I would say it's not like the Marshal, but
yeah. Angel says the beast was like a giant, or like a crossover, a giant gator, and not sure what else. It looked like it had almost like a snapping turtle shell to me.
Yeah, it kind of looked like that.
That's what I thought, like some demon version of a snapping turtle. I mean, snapping turtles are pretty bad anyway. But yeah. Yeah, so no like major. Well, we had the little Babu Frick,
the Anzellans creatures. Yes. Yeah, that was they were funny. They looked like they almost looked stop motion to me. They looked real.
Oh, really?
Some of it was like very stop motion-y. It was cool. Yeah, I like their little. I always thought Babu Frick was charming too.
Yeah.
So that was a treat to see. Yeah, bad baby. Yeah, so Grief Karga's trying to be an independent trader. Cara Dune is off being a big shot. Clever somewhere. Little right around there.
Yep. Yeah, there. I was, yeah. As soon as he said, "What about Marshall Dune?" I was like, "Oh, here we go. What are they gonna say?"
Yeah, I mean, at least she's not dead, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been the really crappy way to do it. It's just like, oh yeah, she died.
She's off being a hot shot, you know.
Yeah.
Big opportunities.
It was interesting, the needing the IG unit. I thought for sure they would that he would just fire up and stuff. It caught me off guard that he actually was went into death mode, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering what the setup is with him. I guess they'll all show up on Mandalore. I don't know. I don't know where the season's going to culminate at.
Right. So. Yeah. It sounds like,
because if we're already getting to Mandalore, how hard is it going to be for him to get under Sundari? You know, unless he runs into Mandalorians
That's what I'm wondering, if he runs into some Mandalorians on Mandalore.
You would think.
Ulrika Schulman, thanks for the super chat. Hey, this is our first super chat on this channel.
Congrats, Ulrika.
Yeah, thank you, Ulrika.
Thank you.
I really like that the armor got more attention. Yeah, that was the little ceremony thing was cool. I for a little bit there thought that it was a Din Djarin flashback.
Me too.
And
I did too.
Him.
But then I was like, why is Paz so?
Yeah, Paz was the one. Because I was like, you can't tell how old any of these.
I also like the distinction that how the kids' helmets look so different. They have the bigger visor almost, and they definitely look
like a training helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, the armor's been getting a little bit more attention kind of as this series has progressed, and even in Book of Boba Fett. Still iconic season 1 appearance from her with the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
When she hammered. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see who all makes it to Mandalore.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. It's interesting to see, it doesn't seem like anybody has come except Din, apparently, that there's anything.
I don't know if it's clear. Has Din ever been to Mandalore?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't think so, because I think the children would have been. I think the children would have been on Concordia. Maybe?
Yeah, Concordia. That's what I was thinking.
I think, because he's going to need it.
Yeah.
I think from some of the trailers we've seen, I assume he might be. Maybe he'll have some guides to get under the city.
So how old? Do we know how old Din would have been?
He was
Order 66.
Yeah, there's that flashback when he's a kid and
that's
saved
during the Clone War.
Yeah, I think what it looks like is Death Watch saves him, so he's probably.
Which I mean, that period is what, 3 years or something.
Clone War. So from Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope is 20 years.
Yeah, but
so 20 plus.
Well, I'm saying how old would Din have been during when Order 66 happened? Because I'm trying to place could they end up putting him in as Ahsoka's fighting Maul or something from the last season of Clone Wars? Could he have been on the planet or something?
Yeah, I don't think he would have been there.
I think he would have been a little young.
Yeah, he'd been chilling.
Still. He'd be 11 years old or 13 or something. Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have even known. He would have known who. I don't think he even knew who Bo-Katan was until he met Bo-Katan. Yeah. So Bo-Katan was kind of the lead person against Maul.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Bo-Katan is super downer now. Just sitting there in her chair all by herself.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see if she survives this season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I don't know. She could be an Ahsoka, though.
That's true. We don't know the ultimate fate for her, so it's hard to say.
Not yet. We don't know. We don't know who all is in that massive fleet in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
Could be anybody.
It could.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. Grogu. The thing is that something has to happen with Grogu too this season. Din might become a Mandalorian again, but is his definition of that going to change? Most likely, I would think. Or does something happen to Grogu? Does Grogu become extra Mandalorian?
Well, it seems like he's kind of starting to train him a little bit, which is interesting, you know, because I guess that was Book of Boba Fett. We got to see Luke training Grogu a bit, and now we see Din. It does help. Like it's kind of a nice it's kind of a nice trick that they've worked out where like under the pretense of him training Grogu, he like explains things to him like we're going to this planet, we're gonna do this thing. So it's not just like
we are Grogu.
Yes, we are Grogu. Like we're following along here.
How can I not forget to mention the hold on now. I make sure I've referenced my notes. Yeah, the Purrgil, the space whales.
Oh yes,
that was huge.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
that's very huge to see in live action.
That is
really beautiful shot too.
Yeah, and like it was just like they didn't fully show it. It was just alluded to. Well, not alluded to, but you know, just like the outline there. It was kind of a cool way to do it.
It was really cool. That was a huge moment. That was probably like the biggest aha moment, like Easter egg, I suppose, moment.
Yeah. Easter egg that's like, if you miss this, something's wrong with you.
Well, yeah, but you know,
or you're completely unfamiliar with it, which is fine. But like, usually Easter eggs are like hidden, you know.
The last time we saw them, you know, it was Ezra and Thrawn, and bye. So
I know that's what like my immediate thought was like, oh, Ezra, Thrawn, holy crap! Like, so whoever was saying Thrawn earlier in the chat,
you might be on
showing up. You might be onto something.
Yeah, if not, it definitely sets the stage for them to appear again in Ahsoka.
Right.
So, that was great.
And Din missed it. He was sleeping. He didn't see the giant whales.
And who knows if he even, you know, I don't know exactly. I mean, Grogu obviously sees the world in a much different way. So it's like, how attuned do you have to be to see them like in light speed like that? You know, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they were traveling at light speed too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Man.
It was great, but yeah, there's not like, you know, not a ton yet. It's very much setting the stage, but I think there's some promising pieces.
I wouldn't say it's like, it's not like a banger episode or anything, but
no, it was just nice.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, thank God we have Mandalorian again.
And it was like a very like, you know, the space sequence was very cool. Dogfighting the pirates.
Yeah. I was trying to look and see if they have a promo up for next week yet.
Oh yeah.
They do not. No promo for us early birds.
Should we ask for a rating out of 10?
I don't know.
I don't really think you can do that.
I mean, you guys can. If you guys want to put a rating out of 10, you can. How's that for driving engagement? I don't know. I'm always hesitant to like do number scores for episodes. Yeah, it's hard. Like I'm much more of I'll grade stuff at the end of the season kind of thing. Vault Dweller 64. I mean, they brought up Gideon, so maybe that's a Thrawn tie-in.
Yeah, I mean that is his.
I think that's just kind of tying up, you know, loose ends.
Gideon,
so
I would,
you know?
Yeah, I would imagine we see Gideon.
Perhaps. Oh, for sure, yeah.
So
yeah, because
I think could be some more information to get there.
Yeah, I think Giancarlo Stanton has been. Wait, Giancarlo Stanton? That's not right.
Esposito. I was like, who?
I was like, Giancarlo Stan. That's a guy who plays professional baseball. Giancarlo Esposito. Oh my god. It's almost 4:00 in the morning here. So
I know.
Just a reminder. That's why my brain doesn't work.
It could be worse. It could have been like a.
I got the first name right.
It
just like I got the first. I was so like pumped about pronouncing the first name right, and then it all just went to heck after that. The brain took over what's left of it. Yeah, so we got some, a little bit of tying up loose ends from previous season, setting the stage, letting us know where the major players were from the last season. Do you think we see Mayfeld this season?
Oh, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like definitely possible.
His episode in season 2 is one of my favorites.
Oh, he was great. I think he was a shock, honestly. I mean, hearing Bill Burr is going to be in a Star Wars episode, you didn't know,
right?
He was I liked him in both because he was in season 1 as well.
Yeah,
right?
Season 1. That's
Ismael Cruz Cordova.
That's right. Ismael Cruz Cordova was in the same episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like especially the season 2 the season 2 episode, they gave him a really good little
monologue.
Mini arc there. Yeah. Like a nice arc with his past as a Imperial. And, when he
shoots, good. That was the episode
when he
where
shoots that explosive. When he shoots that explosive at the end, that was good stuff.
Well, when he just blasts the officer at the table.
Oh yeah, no, that was awesome. Yeah,
it's like I would actually really like to see him again. He's a character I forget about, but not because it was forgettable.
He's only in one episode per season.
Yeah. Great. Though.
Yeah. So Vault Dweller brought up IMDb should list it. It might. I know IMDb kind of fluctuates and is not always the most.
What are we looking for?
To see like who's listed for the cast for this season.
Oh,
yeah.
That
it's very it can be very inaccurate. Yeah.
I mean, there's also some that they're just not like surprise cameos aren't going to be on there. Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. No, they keep a lot. This day and age, they keep a lot secret.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, and don't forget, we also saw in the promo, in the trailer for the season, we also saw more flashbacks to Order 66 with Grogu in the temple.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be on one of these. Well, maybe Grogu will tap into that in the fountains.
Oh,
who knows?
Something mystical there.
Either that or he's having, maybe since Luke has been unlocking that for him, he's going to start dreaming and stuff.
Yeah.
So that could be it. That's the only two ways I see that tie in. But we're certainly going to see it. Maybe we'll see Hayden Christensen. He had to have filmed all at the same time. So
like they totally could have filmed it at the same time they filmed that scene for Kenobi, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I think they used it. I think if you like, it's like a frame or two, like it's really fast, but I think they used a frame from Obi-Wan of Hayden in that moment where he comes walking in with the troops.
Oh yeah.
I thought I saw that in the Mandalorian promo. I could be wrong. And then they immediately cut to like the shot, around the time we're more familiar with, like the Jedi standing in front of Grogu. Presumably.
Yeah, with something burning through the door. So
yeah,
I'm excited. There's definitely a lot of stuff being held close to the chest. So
yeah, we've seen like groups of Mandalorians go into battle.
Yeah,
I thought for sure when the armor was making the helmet, especially after the comments today where John Favreau, wasn't it, that said that it had been 2 years between seasons or something like that. Like basically as much time has passed in real life. I was like, oh dang! Like if that's the case, then
yeah,
maybe Grogu's getting his Mandalorian helmet.
Yeah, luckily he clarified.
Oh, did he? What did he say? What did he end up saying? I missed the second
it was
part.
he said that the time that Luke and Grogu spent together is under 2 years between season 2 and 3, and that he added that it is likely similar to the real time spent between the Mandalorian season 2 books. So yeah, probably about a year.
Okay.
Which makes sense. It's better than I think it was more. It's like 2 weeks, but
right. Yeah. It does not come across. That's what I said on Twitter. Was like, it does not come across if this was actually 2 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I know other people point out, like, it's not like Star Wars has a great track record of conveying time passing, because even in the original trilogy, like I grew up with those movies and I had no idea how much time had passed between movies or anything like that.
I know.
Like it could have been a month, it could have been like 3 years,
and the truth of that is it's probably changed over time.
Yeah, and the truth of it is, like, at the end of the day, with those stories, at least, it doesn't really matter all that much. Yeah, I think with something like this, well, I mean, Grogu is 50, so like time doesn't matter as much to him, presumably. But
yeah, he still got centuries.
Yeah, but I have to think, Din is in the process of grooming Yoda to be grooming Grogu to become a Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
And we have to presumably see some of that growth,
I bet he's the next Tar Vizsla,
Yeah. Do you think he can wield the darksaber?
Oh, I think eventually. I think it's a little too. I mean, could you get like a short darksaber?
I was gonna say, can you control the like? I was looking at this model. I was like, is there a button on here to control the length? Maybe we could like shorten it.
Yeah.
Or something.
I'll be interested to see.
That'd be
but
handy.
Here's the thing: is I mean, I don't know. There's some. I just don't know what they're. I mean, what would be cool is if there's like a mythosaur under Sundari somehow, and Din ends up, riding it. Because that used to be like the sign of the Mandalore. As if they could ride the mythosaur.
Interesting.
Yeah, Grogu will definitely. Yeah, I think they've been hitting at it super hard.
Right. Yeah.
It would be really cool if he did it with the darksaber. If that's what he's just doing.
Yeah. I don't. Do you think there'll ever be a time jump where, again, we don't know
the end of the series?
You think at the end of the series they'll be
show
like
Grogu in armor
with the darksaber
or something like that? Yeah, I do.
I don't know. So here's the real question, the biggest question of all, and I'm sure the people at Lucasfilm are feverishly working in the art department to determine this. But does Grogu like fold down his ears for the helmet? Does his helmet have ear protection, or do his ears stick out of the helmet?
I know that's gonna
that's like the three options, right?
It's funny because in Star Wars Battlefront 2, there is a optional style for Yoda with a hood on, and there are holes.
There's holes
in the hood for ears. So I don't know.
Because I don't know. I feel like it would almost be weird if his ears folded.
It would have to look. I'd be interested to see what the design would be, because I feel like that could look kind of silly with like ear guard. But
wait, if like there was slots in the helmet, or
maybe
like
there were like
Are you saying it would look weird if there was slots for his ears to stick out, or you're saying it would look weird if like there was metal covering his ears?
Maybe both. I'm thinking maybe both would look weird.
See, I think it would be weird if he just like if his ears folded up, and like possibly sticking out the back like
they can't do that.
like a rabbit or something.
There's no way that I think. Yeah, I mean, Bing's probably right. The ears sticking out, I could see for sure.
I could also see armor around the ears. I don't know. Like, I worry that the armor around the ears would look silly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't.
Yeah. I feel like ears sticking out of the helmet might be more realistic. Will he even wear a helmet?
Like, yeah. Well, it just depends on what Din teaches him, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't wear a helmet, but
he wears Beskar.
I want him to get like Beskar and like, get rid of the little, especially
rag.
Now we know that he's been wearing the same clothes for years now.
I know, but at least he does have the Beskar.
He does the Mithril Beskar shirt.
The Mithril,
yeah. But yeah, no, I want him to have like armor though.
I agree.
Like, I want him to like have little mini Mandalorian armor, chest plate, leg guards and everything.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
I think it's coming.
I think, yeah. It's probably not this season. It'll probably be like a final season thing that they'll save it for. Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know.
As well.
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Baby flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
He'll have one.
Just think of the terror that child can unleash when he's fully trained. Force. Yeah, he's got the Force. He'll be able to wield the Darksaber, presumably. That's got to be where it's going. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I did like how Bo-Katan pointed out, like, just like wave the Darksaber in the air and they'll do whatever you want them to do.
I mean, yeah, she's really over it. But it's true.
Yeah, it is. Like, it's one of those things. Like,
I wonder if the Darksaber will survive.
They followed Darth Maul, for crying out loud. It's like,
yeah, that's why it makes me wonder if the Darksaber will survive this series.
Oh, yeah. I could see it. Like, it could be one of those things. They already kind of did it with Din, like immediately looking to give it to Bo-Katan in season 2, where he was just like, "Here, I yield. You take it, whatever."
Because I think Mandalorian's gonna be like, we don't need a leader who wins by strength. We need a leader who wants to lead doesn't want to lead, really.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, but
I don't see it surviving the series.
Yeah, if it had been something that Din had like really leaned on having the Darksaber, I think it would be a character moment for him to be the one to choose to destroy it, so that the Mandalorians wouldn't be tied to it.
Yeah,
but
we already know.
Since he already doesn't seem to really care about it so much.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's, it's gonna, if it gets destroyed, it's gonna get destroyed in some other way.
Well, Sabine was the same way in terms of like she and Din both struggled to wield the Darksaber, but they also both willingly gave it away.
Yeah.
And funny enough, Bo accepted it from Sabine, didn't accept it from Din, which is kind of like one of those weird plot things. But still, it does.
Is it because she learned her lesson? Like she, from how it went down with the first one, the first time.
But it does say something about those two characters in terms of their roles as leaders.
Well, we will certainly
wait and see. That's all we can
wait and see. That's all we can do. I think with that, we will wrap it up for this watch party. We might do another one of these maybe for the finale. We talked about some ideas. We're gonna have a breakdown video coming later today. So
oh gosh, you said today, and
I did say today.
Yeah, it was
4:00 in the morning, and people are gonna start waking up in my house here in a few hours. So yeah, I think Mandalorian is back, which is a good thing.
It's great. And Bad Batch.
Fun to say.
I gotta watch Bad Batch.
Yeah, we gotta turn around and watch Bad Batch. I'll probably save that one to watch with my kiddos.
Yeah, but it's great. I think this is the first time ever a Star Wars show has had two things airing at the same time.
Yeah.
So very fun time. Cool.
All right. Well, we'll keep you guys posted. We'll probably might try to do one of these for a finale, and maybe we may do it right when it drops, or maybe we'll wait and do it later in the day.
Otherwise, we'll always have some form of breakdown. Usually.
Yeah.
But the watch party is a little rough on the old bones.
Yeah. This whole channel is a kind of a test in progress. So, but yeah, we're gonna try to do weekly breakdowns for Mandalorian because we're both big fans of this show in particular. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you next time on the Nerds Strike Back.